Hello, and welcome. Welcome to yours and mine Cozy Corner. My name is Amanda, and on this channel, we talk about books, and more books. Hey, y'all. Hope all is well. Y'all, I really need some ice cream. I don't know why I want ice cream because it's 42 degrees outside, but it's not 42 degrees in my house. It's much warmer than that. So, really could use some ice cream or milkshake. I don't know. One of the two. I definitely would take it. But anyway, let me get focused. So we have part six in the 5 for 10 or less series here. And this is a series where I introduce 5 books that cost no more than $10 from various Goodwill stores. So let's see. The first book that I have is here we go. Every Breath by Nicholas Sparks. So this book, it is definitely good condition. It's a little warped here. I'm not certain if that was something that I did. I actually don't think I did that. I think that's how this one came. It does have a little bit of marking in here. So this book definitely definitely used, but again, for the most part, still pretty good. So this is a contemporary adult romance. So we have Hope Anderson, who is at a crossroad. At 36, she's been dating her boyfriend, an orthopedic surgeon, for 6 years. With no wedding plans in sight and her father recently diagnosed with ALS, she decides to use a week at her family's cottage in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, to ready the house for sale and mull over some difficult decisions about her future. True Walls has never visited North Carolina, but is summoned to Sunset Beach by a letter from a man claiming to be his father. A safari guide born and raised in Zimbabwe, True hopes to unravel some of the mysteries surrounding his mother's early life and recapture memories lost with her death. When the two strangers cross paths, their connection is as electric as it is unfathomable. But in the immersive days that follow, their feelings for each other will give way to choices that pit family duty against personal happiness in devastating ways. Now, Nicholas Sparks wrote one of my all-time favorite books, which is The Notebook. So I've read, I want to say maybe a total of maybe 2 or 3 of his books. I liked all of them, so I have no doubt that I'm going to like this book. And this is also a book that I will be reading for the as part of the Jellyfish Challenge next year. Okay, book number 2 is The Killing Jar by Jennifer Bosworth. And this book is in excellent condition. And it's such a beautiful cover. And I don't know what you call it, but like the lettering here, it has like this kind of reflection on it. It's very beautiful. Looks like a brand new book. Okay. This is actually probably going to be a very quick read because the words are extremely large. It says 346 pages, but again, the text in here is quite large. So I bet this will be a quick read. And this is also on the Jellyfish Challenge. But this is a YA sci-fi dystopia. So it says she's haunted by a violent tragedy she can't explain. I hope I'm saying that right. Kina's past has kept people, even her own mother, at a distance for years. Just when she finds a friend who loves her and life begins to improve, she's plunged into a new nightmare. Her mom and twin sisters are attacked, and the dark powers Kina has struggled to suppress awaken with vengeance. On the heels of the assault, Kenna is exiled to a nearby communion known as Eclipse to live with a relative she never knew she had. There, she discovers an extraordinary new way of life as she learns who she really is and the wonders she's capable of. For the first time, she starts to feel like she belongs somewhere, that her terrible secret makes her beautiful and strong, not dangerous. But the longer she stays at Eclipse, the more she senses there is something malignant lurking underneath it all. And she begins to suspect that her new family has sinister plans for her. So this one, I definitely look forward. I mean, obviously, I look forward to reading all of my books, but there's just some that gets me a little bit more excited based upon the synopsis. And this is one that I'm really excited to read, and hopefully, it's something I can, speak on and have something good to say about the YA book. Okay, book number three. This is Just Pick Up the Pieces. This is an autobiographical novel by Barbara Courtney Thomas. Now, this book is extremely heavy. Like, this book feels like it weighs like 2 pounds. It is in good condition. Okay. The words in this book, though, may make me go blind. I mean, I already struggle to see, but my goodness gracious, the words in here are so tiny. Um, but I'm still going to read it because I think the synopsis is pretty good. So we have two little girls, 11 and 8, playing with their dolls, suddenly met with unspeakable tragedy when they hear a strange sound coming from somewhere in the house. Barbara takes the reader through the trauma of that day in the next 2 years. Their father's alcoholism leads to a period of turmoil and insecurity through which the girls can only try to survive and hope that someday things will get better. The story unfolds to reveal how very differently this pair of sisters react to the blows that fate deals them in their young lives. So I know that this is probably going to be one of those kind of tragic, um, stories. And I'm always up for being an emotional mess in a book. So I do look forward to reading this one as well. Okay, book number 4, Sticky Fingers by Nancy Martin. Right? This book is also in excellent condition. You're probably not going to be able to see that on camera. I mean, you have a little something there, but for the most part, it definitely is in good condition. I really don't know what made me pick up this book here because just again, and I know we're not supposed to necessarily judge a book by its cover, but I mean, we do. There's like tons and tons of books out there, and the cover sometimes just grabs me, and sometimes it makes me just kind of walk by. This I normally would not even gravitate towards. Not certain why I did, but nevertheless, the synopsis sound like it could be something that's, I don't know, a little cutesy, a little fun. So this is a cozy crime mystery. And I said in another video that I had only read one cozy mystery, but that's not true. I've actually read two cozy mystery. Um, they both were kind of okay, not really my thing, but I wanted to be my thing. Um, so I guess I'll just keep, reading until I find it. But anyway, this is book number 2 in the Sticky Finger series, but can be read as a standalone. However, it is recommended that they are read in order as to build upon each other's storyline. So we have Roxy that stays one step ahead of trouble, especially now that her cash flow is less than stellar, and she's doing favors for her slippery uncle Carmine. Why is the uncle that's, kind of shady always called Carmine? I don't know. But anyway, one of the last old time mob bosses in Pittsburgh. With her sidekick in Pitbull, Roxy hustles the mean streets collecting debts for Uncle Carmine and keeping his customers in line. With her daughter's college tuition to pay, Roxy can almost convince herself that the shady jobs are legal. But when Roxy is offered a contract to kidnap someone, that's a line she won't cross. Trouble is, the kidnapping happens anyway, and when the victims turn up, pum pum, Roxy is number one on the police hit parade. To protect herself, she investigates and soon learns the victim had a big secret or two. So, again, I think this is probably going to be one of those fun, cutesy reads, or at least I hope it is. Okay, guys, book number 5. We have here True Believer by Jack Carr. Now, this book is also in very good condition. Only thing I will say is that the pages are, a little colored, but that's probably, I don't know how old this book is, but that's just probably, from time that the pages have changed colors. But this is a military espionage action thriller. I have a sneaky suspicion that this is probably going to read like, a movie, which doesn't bother me. I actually like that. But this is book number 2 in the Terminal List series, but can be read as a standalone. So, when a bomb goes off during a holiday fair in London, the body count is horrific and the nation's market goes into a tailspin. This turns out is just the beginning of a series of coordinated attacks against the Western world. Former Navy SEAL James Reese is the only and crucial connection to someone who could provide leads to the CIA that the CIA desperately needs. Unfortunately, he is also America's most wanted domestic terrorist. This sounds really good to me. Even though this can be read as a standalone, I told you guys before I like to read books in order, but I'm going to see if I can find out information on the first book because if it truly can be read as a standalone, I might just go ahead and start with this one. Okay, guys, so that is it. That is part 6 of the 5 for 10 or less series. I hope that you have found one of these books that may be of interest to you. If so, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you know what I need for you to do. Please like, share, and subscribe. And know that I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here. And I can't wait to see you soon. Take care. Bye.